big one. Larry, baby. The one with the messed up thing. We needed that one, baby. We're back on track. We're back on track, son. We're gonna do this for a minute, and then I'm gonna be hard-headed again. I'm gonna pick up a top water again.
A spectacular sunny Friday afternoon, I guess just officially afternoon here in Columbia, South Carolina. And I walked up here and I said, you know when you watch the Masters, you hear the birds chirping, it feels out today exactly how you imagine it would feel at the Masters. Well, it should be, because this is the Bassmaster Elite Series. But look at atop our leaderboard, the Marathon Bassmaster Elite at Lake Murray. Jake Whitaker, a former Elite Series Rookie of the Year, has never hoisted one of those blue trophies, but we've seen some. I mean, we've had 2 Elite Series champions already, and both of them first-time winners. So why not keep that streak going, Jake Whitaker? But look at that leaderboard right behind him. So tight. Looks like a northern tournament. I'm joined by Davey Hite, Bassmaster Classic champion, Bass Fishing Hall of Famer. And Davey Hite, this place is so special to you. You spent a good portion of your life living right here. And, man, it is showing out in a big, big way this week. In a big way indeed. I'm not just, well, sometimes words don't matter. Visions matter. This is your Toyota Midday Report, and if you didn't believe it was standing in a big way, we'll show it to you. Right, Davey Hite?
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Sorry about that. I guess I should have mentioned that, yes, this place is near and dear to my heart. I spent a lot of my life living on the shores of Lake Murray, and it's such a joy to watch what's going on in this event, the Bassmaster Elite Series. Stop number 3, and been looking forward to number 3 and number 4, I must admit. 2 tournaments, both in South Carolina, but this one's certainly near and dear to my heart. A lot of the reason I like what's going on is just what you see here. Brandon Lester, one of the anglers, doing a mixture of things. He's wacky rigging, he's fishing the herring bite a little bit, just kind of doing what he loves to do. And we're seeing that with the top 10 you just talked about, the leaderboard. You see a lot of diversity, and, man, I love watching tournaments where you see a lot of different things going on.
One of the age-old patterns of the Elite Series around bass is the baby pattern. Hunter Shryock just announced this past week that him and his beautiful wife are expecting, and it looks like the baby pattern is holding true.
It really, really is. And Hunter's having a great tournament, a good day yesterday, obviously. That's why we've got a camera with him, but he's also having a good day today, doing something a little different. Just like I mentioned, our top anglers are really mixing it up. Hunter catching a lot of his fish on the top water paralleling these shady banks.
Speaking of something different, now for something completely different. Matt Robertson, your tournament leader.
He certainly is completely different. He, let's say, plays to the tune of his drum beat, and his drum beat only. A lot of fans for Matt Robertson, and, man, he is performing for him. Just on my way in here, came by water a few minutes ago, I saw some wearing an ugly stick jersey. I'm sure they're coming to watch the weigh-in this afternoon. Matt Robertson with 25 pounds yesterday, caught all of them on a cane walker, a topwater lure, which under the conditions, if you're not familiar with these blueback herring lakes, they would see, man, how did he catch all those fish on top water? Slick, calm conditions, bright blue skies, weighed in 25 pounds. Today, though, a little different for him. He's had to mix it up, caught most of the fish on the Carolina rig.
You got to watch out for this dude right here, a 4-time Bassmaster winner, Summerville, South Carolina's Patrick Walters.
Well, Patrick's got a lot of experience here. It's no surprise to see him doing well, and he's one of those guys, we've said it before, he's not going away. I would be willing to guarantee, unless he has some kind of just unforeseen trouble, maybe, some issue that with mechanically, or gets his time mixed up, or somehow his graphs get on Central Time or something. I hate to keep making stuff up, but he'll be here on Sunday to win this tournament. The person who holds the trophy over their head, if it's not Patrick, they're going to have to beat Patrick Walters.
He has been knocking at the door, it seems like, event after event for 2 seasons straight. Drew Benton.
Yeah, Drew Benton. This tournament's set up well for him, but to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that he's been able to catch as many fish sight fishing. The second day in a row that he's been able to do that. Yesterday, I think 3 of his fish were sight fishing fish. He catching a few, on the herring bite on these shallower points and humps that we have in Lake Murray. But what he loves to do most is sight fishing. He's one of the best in the business at it. And yesterday and today's condition has been really perfect for him. We'll have to see what happens with Drew Benton's approach tomorrow when they're expecting a lot more clouds and a lot more wind. But Drew Benton can catch him a lot of different ways. He just likes to sight fish a lot.
Very, very good at sight fishing, but he definitely can adjust. But picture perfect conditions for sight fishing. And as you said, Davey Hite, the paradise may not continue. A lot of people talking about some incoming weather, but I checked, I don't think it's going to be that bad.
No, actually, it could help.
Paradise.
You're exactly right. We're in paradise. It's Lake Murray country. It's Lake Murray country, Dave. You know, obviously, because I grew up here, I love it. But honestly, who could not love the conditions we've had, the fishing that we've had and seen so far? And it's not going to slow down. Even with a little wind, a lot of these fishermen that are not sight fishing are praying for a little bit of wind. So, man, could it get better? Maybe so.
You've had an incredible history right here. I mean, like I said, this area, you lived a lot of your life here, but an incredible Bassmaster history here. Actually, never been out of the top 10 in Bassmaster competition on this very body of water. Does that kind of, looking at this old footage, does that kind of make you, I mean, are we, don't call it a comeback. Is Davey Hite making a comeback?
You teased me with that a little bit, Dave. I don't know if I'm you're looking for another co-host or partner to do a little commentary with, but, man, I will have to admit, coming here to Lake Murray and seeing all the fish catching and seeing friends and family follow me around is really, really incredible. That's a few years ago. The wind was blowing that day, and they were still biting. So I don't think a little wind's going to bother anything here. But, you know, this great footage, it brings back a lot of memories. And, you know, I think I'm finished second in this event, just a little short. But look at the people showing up. I think we'll have that here this weekend. Lots of people love the sport of bass fishing here in this part of the country.
They sure do, and a great crowd will be showing out here this weekend. And I don't want to get ready. I gotta be honest. I mean, I love working with you, Davey Hite. I just like how it makes you really uncomfortable.
It does.
Lee Livesey started this, but he's one we're gonna have to watch this week. Man, he is having an incredible tournament himself.
Yeah, Dave, I was able to go out there on the water this morning, Ashley and I, and spend some time. And one of the people that we watched was Lee Livesey, and it was incredible how many fish he said he had already caught and still how many fish were schooling around his boat. And he's saying, man, I need to leave. I got to go somewhere else. And I'm like, yeah, there's only like 30 schooling around your boat. I'd go look for a better place too, obviously being sarcastic. But Lee Livesey having a lot better morning this morning. He had 17 pounds yesterday, but was one place out of the cut. 51st place, 17 pounds. Absolutely incredible. Not real surprising, though, for Lake Murray.
Yeah, 17 pounds, 5 ounces, the official cut as of this morning. We'll find out what that rally's up to. Do you think it'll double this time around, Davey?
I do. I do. I mean, it's a great fishery. And, you know, we tried to downplay it a little bit yesterday with talking about all the pressure and the amount of tournaments that this lake gets, but it just keeps on producing, no doubt about it.
We can talk about it, but why not look at one of South Carolina's finest young pros, Patrick Walters, and he'll just prove it to us, Davey Hite.
Absolutely. It's all. Patrick reeled his bait in really fast. He was fishing a little closer to that riprap, and obviously some fish were schooling out there, and he makes a cast and hooks up immediately.
Well, you look at his resume, and it's just shocking how short of a career he's had with what he's accomplished already.
Yeah, Patrick is, like you said, if you look at his resume, he's been successful at every level, including this top level, the Bassmaster Elite Series. So, great young fisherman with a bright, bright future, and a lot of it still ahead of him.
With every call, he makes all those fantasy fishing folks that much happier, or the ones that picked him, which was a lot of them.
Yes, absolutely. Be hard not to. Patrick lives about 2 hours from here, you know, Santee Cooper Lakes. He fishes more than Lake Murray, but he fishes here quite a bit. I see him out on the lake quite often, just fun fishing, going fishing with friends. Every few ounces count. That's why they take so much time trying to be sure they cull the right fish. This tournament is going to be so tight, making the top 10, but the goal today is make the top 50, and it'll be just a few ounces that separate someone from fishing on Saturday and someone headed to the next stop.
We now see the prince of Japanese fishing, Koyu Fujita. He looks like a young prince. Look at that picture there. I mean, you could see him sitting on a pillow.
I had a little fun last night and this morning talking with our friend Mark Zona, and you know, he calls the anglers and really tries to kind of pick their brain so we can talk about exactly what they're doing, and he wasn't giving out much information at all, so we just have to watch and see. We'll get our information. We'll put a camera in his boat.
Here's some information that me and you talked about off camera that we know about Koya that is pretty incredible. People talk about forward-facing sonar. That's something he's very good at. He literally has 5 different transducers on his boat. He has 3 up front and 2 on the back.
So we did talk about it. It's interesting. I did see him out on the, oh, this is not right. Not the right species. It's a striped bass. So I did see him out this morning when Ashley and I were out watching the anglers fish, and it was very obvious that he was 100% focused on his electronics. But if you have 5 transducers going at one time, how can you not spend most of your time looking at them? It'd be a little confusing for me to look at 5 different pictures while I'm fishing on the front of the boat.
Surround sound finally makes its way to professional bass fishing.
Yes. That's a striped bass that would be about the same size of a largemouth. It'd be interesting. I would like to ask if they can tell the difference between a striped bass and a largemouth bass of the same size. You know, obviously if it's 43 pounds, it's not a largemouth, but you know, a 2-pounder, 3-pounder. I'm not at that skill level yet. If some of the guys can do it, not so sure that they can, but be a good question to ask.
Not Koya, though.
No,
he's not going to answer it.
Absolutely.
Matt Robertson, Patrick Walters, Hunter Shryock, and Koya Fujita, 4-box right now. And Robertson had
feels
a tough
good to
morning,
get one big one in the boat. I didn't really start catching them yesterday till now, and you know, I was kind of banking on a couple schooling spots today, and I kind of sat there a while, and I don't have patience. But, I mean, I sat there for a long time, and they never come up schooling. And I feel good about it. I'm looking at, I've watched, you know, a 20, 25-pound bag swim around the boat right here. Larry caught a 3 and a 4. I caught a 5. I mean, I caught an 8-pounder here on a big glide bait in practice, so I know what's here. I think they're, for some reason today, I know that, listen, I know this, like, they're going off somewhere in schooling, but I just hadn't run across that, you know, what I need to run across yet, but we will. We're gonna fish here just a little bit longer. We're gonna run some of that other stuff, maybe some new stuff, and yeah, man, once you get around them, it don't take long. That's what happened yesterday. I caught them between 12:30 and 2, or 12:30 and 2:30 yesterday. So, yeah, you know, honestly, yesterday I had 3 fish for 6 pounds right now. So, not too much worried about it.
Digging in a little bit to what he said, very few of these places are not being fished by multiple anglers. So timing is very, very important. What happened to him yesterday that seemed like, you know, why me having these
I can't believe
troubles?
I don't know how I missed him. He like rolled it
And
over like
losing the fishing time obviously changed his rotation.
Yeah.
And for him to lose that time and then not be thinking, man, I already fished there 4 times today and I saw 5 other guys fish there. I'm sure he was frustrated because of lost time, but he
had a fresh
basically had a fresh perspective and went, and that could have been a big, big key to his success yesterday. It's so tough mentally to stay in the game when the conditions seem like they shouldn't be biting. Man, if I miss the early bite, it's over for me. But it's not that way here on this lake with these, with the blueback herring. It's just not that way. You can catch 20 pounds, 25 pounds from 12 to 2. Maybe it will be from 7 to 9, or it could be 1 to 3. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen.
Watching Matt Robertson this week, it's like watching a NASCAR race, and the leader has 2 blown out tires, and everybody says it's not going to work, but he just is finding, yesterday, very little fishing time. Today, everything goes wrong, gets a bone thrown his way, and now right back in the mix.
Yes. I sort of feel like maybe every day is like that for Matt Robertson, though. I don't think he's not accustomed to this. He doesn't look like this is something that's never happened before. You know what I'm saying? Leading a tournament with, with issues. That's a compliment now.
You're probably not wrong, Davey. I'm going to be honest. You're not wrong at all.
It was meant to be a compliment. I don't know if it came out quite that way.
What you're saying is he's a mess, but a beautiful mess.
I tried to say it in a nice way. And you did, too. You said a beautiful mess.
One of my favorite beautiful messes. But look atop the leaderboard. Matt Robertson, not your leader anymore. Unofficially, Jake Whitaker with 40 pounds, 12 ounces. He's a former Elite Series Rookie of the Year, being chased down by some hammers, though. You look, Patrick Walters, Drew Benton, Carl Jacobson back in the mix in 6th place. And look at Mike Iaconelli also in the top 10 for Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Lots of fishing coming up.